tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT News.
Good afternoon. The news continues on WKYT here at 12:30. Bill Bryant and Barbara Bailey reporting.
We're glad you're with us. The extreme cold has shattered records around the area.
And as the Arctic air starts to finally leave us, we're tracking a new winter storm that is taking aim at the Commonwealth. Meteorologist Micah Harris is here now to tell us when it's going to arrive on this WKYT First Alert Severe Weather Day. Micah?
This is just a nasty system. The more I look at this data, the more it just doesn't look good for a lot of us, because half of us are going to get a lot of rain and also freezing rain and sleet. That's not good. But then the other half, I mean, we're looking at several inches of snow. So it's kind of like, which one of those do you want? I mean, neither one actually sounds too much fun right now. Winter storm warning all across the region. If you're watching right now, well, you're under a winter storm warning. And it's 13 in Corbin, 7 in Lexington. The reason why is now you're starting to get some milder air pushing into the south. It's not going to heat us up enough, but you will actually see temperatures rise through the night, too, as the winds come in out of the south and southeast. Snow on the increase, I would say probably around midnight, 10 p.m. to about midnight. That's when it starts to move in the west and southwest, and then you'll start to see it really pick up tomorrow morning. If you have any plans tomorrow morning, you might want to back off those plans because it just doesn't look good throughout the day. Now, going in toward the afternoon, it switches to mainly rain and also that snow and winter mix to the north, but we have freezing rain, sleet, a lot of rain, and also a lot of snow for some. So this is going to be a significant winter storm, and we'll really go into further detail coming up in about 10 minutes.
Micah, thank you. And crews are scrambling to get roads clear before this next round of winter weather hits. The trucks have been out and around the area around the clock since Monday, salting and plowing and working hard. And despite pulling 12-hour shifts, streets and roads officials say workers are keeping a positive attitude.
They really enjoy what they do, and they feel like that they are very well needed by our community, and that the stuff that they're doing really helps our community, and be it a business or whatever, and we're out there to serve, and that's what we're trying to do.
The city of Lexington received a shipment of salt yesterday. They've been mixing it now with fine gravel to help drivers with traction in these extreme temperatures. Another thing working overtime, of course, in all this weather, the heat and the power grid.
And utility companies have seen demand spike as the temperatures drop. WKYT's Hillary Thornton shows us the new peak Kentucky utilities hit today.
With the region experiencing hours of bitterly cold temperatures, officials with Kentucky Utilities say they are not surprised by yesterday's high power consumption rate, and they anticipate even higher numbers today, setting a new peak of energy usage. After a day of sporadic outages on Thursday, the power company is already dealing with several throughout their service area today. The biggest in Hardin County, where crews have been battling the cold temperatures since around 3 o'clock this morning. While yesterday's usage did not set a new peak, it did break into KU's top 10, and with even colder temperatures overnight, this morning the KU system of about 500,000 customers set a new peak for usage. They say between 6 and 9 in the morning is when the most issues start popping up, when everyone is getting up and getting their days started at the same time. It is a situation the company was hoping to not have to deal with again after last year's extreme cold snap. However, they say they learned from that and were better prepared this year.
This has been an interesting time of 2 very cold winters in a row for us and our system. And we've learned a lot, both individually and with our equipment.
Now officials with KU say they are working very hard to get these outages fixed on an average of about an hour, but they say with these very, very low temperatures, they often run into multiple problems, which can cause repairs to take a little bit longer. In Lexington, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
Hillary, thank you. And KU is still working to get the exact numbers on that newly set usage peak. East Kentucky Power hit a record for power usage as well this morning. They had 3,500 megawatts of use around 8 a.m. The previous record of 3,400 was set on January 29th of last year. Company officials tell us their power grid is in pretty good shape, but they did have a few overload outages in Elizabethtown last night.
Well, around the state, salt supplies are taking quite a hit from the wintry weather. In some cases, counties have ordered more, but they're still waiting for those shipments to arrive. WKYT's Mike Linden is in Powell County here at midday with more on the salt situation there. Mike?
I'm standing on about 100 tons of salt at the Powell County Salt Barn. But according to Judge Executive James Anderson, their recent order for yet another 100 tons hasn't arrived yet.
Anderson says the road department began the season with more than 300 tons of salt in their barn. He says he ordered more salt 2 Sundays ago, but the delivery hasn't arrived yet. Officials say deliveries usually arrive in about 24 hours. Despite the delay, Anderson says he isn't worried about running out of salt.
That's understandable in that typically it's not this widespread of event. The whole state's kind of dealing with the same things we are. But currently we've got an adequate salt supply, and I think we'll be fine, able to weather whatever this weekend throws at us as well.
While the 100-ton salt delivery has not arrived yet, Anderson says he's more concerned about the threat of icy weather this weekend. In Powell County, Mike Linden, WKYT.
Mike, thank you. Interesting perspective there. The Powell County Road Department hired 3 extra part-time drivers to help keep the roads clear for the rest of the winter. And if you need salt or a shovel, you might have a very hard time finding it. Stores can't keep winter supplies on their shelves right now. Chevy Chase Hardware in Lexington received a new shipment this morning, but many of the items have already been sold out. The owner says they've been busy since the winter storm hit.
Hundreds of phone calls the last few days. There was a group of cars waiting for us to open at 8 o'clock to come in and get shovels. We'll probably be out of everything again by tomorrow sometime.
Today's shipment included 4,800 pounds of ice melt, 200 shovels, heating tape, sleds, and heaters.
Well, temperatures this cold make it difficult to do anything outdoors. The weather is making it especially challenging for firefighters. WKYT's Mark Barber shows us how they're doing their job in Clark County despite the obstacles from the wintry weather.
The bone-chilling cold isn't just hard on the firefighters here in Clark County, it is also extremely hard on their equipment.
We've had some problems with our trucks freezing up overnight, this one especially. It doesn't look like anything's froze on it, but the water in the pump is actually not froze. We've got, valves that are froze shut that will not move, so the pump is inoperable.
The equipment is thawing out, but it is taking some time. Crews say they are also running into trouble on slick streets. Firefighters tell us a call for help that ended up being a false alarm sent one of their trucks into a ditch on Red River Road early this morning. We're told the truck couldn't make it up a snowy hill and then ran off the road. Fire crews say the slick roads are a major problem. At times, we're told crews can't reach homes because some driveways are still buried in snow. Firefighters tell us they were also called to a furnace fire on Lafayette Boulevard around midnight. They believe the furnace started filling a house with smoke because it was overworked.
Do not overload the circuits. You don't want to have a bunch of stuff plugged into one electrical socket.
Firefighters say because the extreme cold is making their job extremely difficult, they have had extra men on hand all week to help with emergencies. In Clark County, Mark Barber, WKYT.
Now, firefighters tell us no one with the department has had any weather-related injuries. First responders are asking people to clear their driveways and sidewalks of snow so firefighters can reach them during emergencies.
Well, millions of Americans woke up to the dangerous blast of cold today. In fact, in many places, temperatures have not been above freezing all week long. New York City hit a record low of 2 degrees this morning. Warm there compared to here, huh? The winter weather has been blamed for 11 deaths in Tennessee, several of those from hypothermia. This has been one week,
It's one we will be talking about for years to come.
Yeah.
Absolutely.